Hello and welcome to the Soulful Shift podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how to leverage energy to quantum leap the results in your career, whether that's a promotion, a pay raise, change in your role, leadership, whatever it looks like. And I hope it's all of those things that you want on some level because they're all very much interconnected. But no matter what's going on in your career, energetic principles is how you quantum leap forward. And I'm going to explain this episode today why and how that is. So many people think that energy is woo woo. And the problem with energy is that most people don't understand it. We weren't taught it. I started learning about energy in 2006, if you can believe it, 20 years ago. And I was actually thrown into it by some interesting, challenging circumstances in my life. And it really opened my eyes to so much that we just don't know about life, about how it actually works, how creation actually works, how you actually achieve results. And this is a lot of the work that I do is taking that 20 years that I've learned, I've tried, I've implemented everything I teach. I don't just learn the principles and the theory, I do it myself in my life, right? First, I see what works, what doesn't work, how to do it, and the little nuances, because there's nuance to all of this. But what I know about energy for sure, and what I want to share right now is a huge topic. Okay, it's huge. 20 years into studying this, and I don't feel like in many ways that I've even really like scratched the surface because every time I go deeper into it, it's more nuanced. There's just more layers to this. So this is going to be a really brief introduction today. Actually, in February, I'm going to be recording a masterclass that goes much deeper into this. I'll be announcing it later. It'll be available on my website in February, more like later February. But this is going to give you an introduction. And actually, I also dove into energy on my most recent masterclass, which is the New Era Leader. That's actually available on my website right now. If you missed out on the class, the replay is available for purchase on my website, and I'll put the link down below. So, okay, energy. The best way I can really describe energy and how I see it's affecting people is if you think about gravity, okay, the principles of gravity. We all know kind of what happens with gravity. You have something in your hand and you drop it, it's going to fall, right? That makes sense. Now, imagine you were wanting to put a light fixture, say in a room in your house. You're wanting to hang one from the ceiling of your house, and you didn't know about gravity. Kind of like a lot of people don't know about energy, right? Understand it. So you didn't know about energy. You're trying to hang this light fixture. The first time you put it up there, you just like put the light fixture up there, and all of a sudden it drops to the ground. You're like, what the heck? Like that, why didn't that work? And so you start trying a bunch of different strategies. You start trying the angle you hang it at, maybe the place on the ceiling that you hang it on. You try all these different strategies. And every single time you do it, you get the same result. It doesn't work, it falls. Now, gravity is present whether you really accept it, recognize it, or not. The principles of gravity are still going on. And so, what's happening with most people in their lives, in their careers, in their everything is all these energetic principles are going on, but we don't know what they are. Many people don't. But it doesn't mean they're still not affecting your life because they are. And what we end up doing is spending all our time and energy in the strategies, like I said, which if you're hanging the light fixture, you're trying to figure out like what angle to put it at, where to put it at. It doesn't really matter. There's no effect of you changing the angle, of you changing this place where you hang the light fixture, because gravity is actually the principle that you need to know. And that's where most people are at. They're trying all these strategies in their career. How do I say this? How do I do this? How do I get them to listen to me? How do I get this? How do I, everything? How do I? And so much of our reality is been focused on that strategy, the strategic part of it. And I will be 100% clear here. Strategy is always important. 100% it is, but it is not the most important thing. If your energy is misaligned energetically, it doesn't matter what you do. You'll be spinning your wheels. I liken it to, say you are sitting in a car and you've got your foot on the grass, which is what most people do. They've got the foot on their gas and they are putting effort in, right? Like the wheels are turning, but the car's not in gear. That's where most people are at. They're doing, but they're not actually in gear. Now, once you understand the energetic principles, it's like all of a sudden, boom, you've popped your car into gear and you go. And that's why I say you quantum leap because you've been doing all the reps, you've been doing all the stuff. That stuff doesn't go away. It still helps you manifest your results and create the results that you want, but they've just been kind of like in the background. They're not really being able to do anything because your energetic is not in alignment. Once your energies become into alignment, that's when you boom, that's when things move forward. That's why this is so important. And we can pretend it's not going on and we can pretend it's woo woo all we want, that it's not important, but it is. And it's the game changer. And if once you leverage this, you will be able to move your career faster, easier, so much more forward. And I use that word ease a lot because it does get easier. Because imagine all that time and energy you've been spending on all these strategies that aren't getting you anywhere. All of a sudden, they start getting you somewhere, right? And all the collective actions you've taken, they don't go away. They're still in the energetic field, and then these things start moving forward. That is why energy is so important. And like, this is why I'm likely going to be doing more than one masterclass this year on energy. I'll probably be doing two or three. I'm actually just introducing a program that I'm doing this year. I'm going to be doing a masterclass every single month this year. You can buy them individually or you can buy the whole series. Of course, there's a cost savings if you do. You also have access to Telegram support for me. There's a bunch of different things. I'm going to put the link down below, but it's called The Unshakable Leader. And I'm going to be sharing at least one on energy, probably two or three, because it is this important. Okay, so what I wanted to talk a little bit about today is understanding why you may not be getting results. Okay, this is a very, very simple energetic principle. So, say, for example, you have to keep repeating yourself at work. So your boss isn't listening, like you're talking. I mean, maybe they're listening audibly, but they're not taking it in. They're not taking your advice. Or say your staff are not doing the same thing. Or say you're going to a job interview and the person's just like, you're not connecting. They're just not hearing you. They're not really taking your insights. They're just really disregarding everything you say. So you're thinking to yourself, like, why aren't people listening to me? Now, you can try all the strategies in the world, like I said, how you say it, and those things do matter, your posture, how you speak, all those things, brilliant. However, what you want to do is slow down and ask yourself, what is the energetic signal that I am sending out? So if your result in the outside world, in the 3D world, is not what you want it to be, here's the thing. Your results are a result of who you are being and the energetic signal that you are sending out. So if your results don't match what you want, it's because your energy, something inside of you, is not in alignment with those desires. Okay? It's like you are a projection screen, and you are creating what is in your reality. And there's a lot of theory that goes behind this. Is all about quantum particles. I mean, I could go into this, but just know that that's what's happening. We've been taught to blame the outside world, right? Or go to strategy. That's what we've been taught. But you're like a radio station. So if you're not getting the result, if people aren't listening to you, you are sending a signal out of, you don't need to listen to me. Okay? That is the signal you are sending out inadvertently, accidentally, unknowingly. And how this starts within yourself. So what I want you to do is ask yourself, am I listening to me? This is why I talk about reclaiming your power and your inner authority so much. Because if you don't listen to you, the signal you are sending out is, nobody else needs to listen to me. That's the energetic signal you are sending out. And in this world, we were all taught and conditioned to look for validation, to listen to the gurus, to listen to this, listen to the system, to, everybody else knows what's going on but us. We want to fit in. All these things we were taught. We were taught to not listen to ourselves. It's crazy. It is absolutely insane If you think about it, just ignore the energy part, ignore any of this, and just ask yourself, does it make sense that you don't listen to you? Yet that's what we were taught. So if you are finding in your outside reality, people are not listening to you, it's because you are not listening to you. You are overriding your intuition, your instincts, your inner guidance system to the outside world. A lot of that's due to fear too, because we have a fear that's been instilled in all of us, but that's just an illusion. So what happens is when you start listening to yourself, and I don't mean in big things either. These are like little things, and you can start with the little things. It's actually easier to start with the little things. So if you have an intuition, like I'll be out in public somewhere, and all of a sudden I'll have a thought, oh, I should go into the store. And I don't know why. And all of a sudden, I will find exactly what I'm looking for. And it's funny that example came up because that just happened with me recently. My oldest daughter is actually moving in a week to Prague for 5 months, and we were out looking for luggage for her. And we were walking through a mall, and I've been looking for a new purse. And all of a sudden, the store that I never ever go into, I went, "Let's go into that store." And she's like, "Yeah, let's go." I walked in, and there it was, like exactly what I wanted, on sale half price, like beautiful leather purse. And I'm like, I just went, I think we should go over here. And it's sometimes as simple as that. I didn't go, oh, well, we got to keep on focus on track. We've got to do all these things. Or no, they're not going to have it because I've been looking for a while now for the right purse. And that's just something so simple. But these things happen all the time in your life. I shouldn't eat this. I should eat this. I should get exercise. I shouldn't do this. I should talk to this person. I shouldn't be talking to this person. Your guidance system is constantly telling you, giving you signs of what's in alignment for you. And what you want to start doing is actually listening to yourself, because what happens then, you start listening to yourself in the bigger things, but more, most importantly, or I shouldn't say most importantly, but really importantly is the outside world is going to start listening to you too. Your boss is going to listen to you. Your team is going to listen to you. Your strategies don't change. Like nothing's changed, except now you listen to you. And I could come up with a million different examples of this. Okay. I talk to so many leaders who let their health suffer. They work long hours. They drink alcohol in excess to help them cope through all of this, to help them sleep, all these things. So what are you actually saying? When you don't acknowledge your health and you don't take care of yourself, the signal you're sending out is, I don't value me. That's the signal you're sending out. And then we want people to value us. You see, it doesn't work that way. It starts with you, and it's always about the energetic signal. So right now, if you're sitting here and you do not have the results that you know are long overdue, okay, and you've been doing all the things, you're capable, you are competent, you've got all the experience, all the skills, and somewhere it's not happening. And what I would do right now to start this off small is I would look at like one little thing, like what's a pattern you've been noticing? Like I mentioned, people not listening. Maybe that's not yours, but pick one that is. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're not, maybe you feel like people disrespect you. They might listen to you, but they disrespect you in the end, right? Like, so where are you allowing disrespect in your life? And here's another really sneaky one, is understanding that who you are in energy, like you're one person. We've also been taught like this is your work person, this is your personal life person, this is your intimate relationship person. You are one person. You are emitting a signal, and it's the same signal in the same way in all areas of your life. So if you allow people to disrespect you in your personal life and just go, well, it's just my personal life, but I want people to respect me in my career, that doesn't work either. Like the example that I was thinking of this morning, just before I hopped on here, was a lot of people allow disrespect in their family. Like, say you go to a family event and you're like, oh, that's just my brother, or oh, that's just my mom, and that's just the way they are. And I can't be bothered. They're never going to change. They're always going to treat me that way. It's just not worth it. It's just, it's just who they are. If you allow that constantly, then we can't be surprised that in the workplace, you're not respected, because the energetic signal that you send out is it's okay for people to disrespect me. Now, how you handle that, obviously, it's up to you. But we have to realize that we can't also separate work and personal. You cannot compartmentalize your energy. You can't, well, I want to be a certain way here and a certain way here. But isn't that what we were taught? And that's why I'm really emphasizing this because we were taught that. And that's not actually the way it works. And I think, once you say it, and once this is what I love about energy, is once I've understood these principles, and this is what I have always done, I've gone, okay, Andrea, look at your life. Does this make sense? And then I try it. And this is what I've always done. I try the principle out and I go, wow, okay, it actually works. And you got to give it some tries. You need some reps. It's not like you change your habits once and all of a sudden your whole life changes. That's not realistic either. But if you continue taking these small, consistent actions that are in alignment with what you desire, if you desire to be valued, if you want to have influence, if you want to be heard, and we can go into the whole topic of money too, that's a conversation for another day. All of these things, every little action we take in our daily life must align energetically and be sending out the right signal. So again, I'm going to be talking more about this moving forward, and I will be sharing when that energy masterclass is available in February for purchase. And again, I'm going to put the link down low for the Unshakable Leader. I'm so excited. If you buy the full series as well, by the way, if you purchase it before February 11th, you will get a 30-minute one-on-one private session with myself. So as an extra bonus to sign up in this inaugural time, I want to honor you by doing that and offer this gift as a sign of and token of my deep appreciation. This work is the Unshakable Leader is, and I get a little bit emotional about it because it's my life's work. And this has been 20 years of me collecting information, going courses, doing things, doing my own healing, learning about energy, then working with clients. Like this has been 20 years of this in master classes. I go deep and I also give you in them exercises you can do. So this is joining this program, the Unshakable Leader, it changes your life. It really does. And I do not say that lightly. The courses are available, limit like lifetime access to these courses and programs. And you can also buy them a la carte. If you're like, I just want to try one out, go for it. They're there. And I would encourage you to. The great thing about them is if you buy them all together, they overlap and you will start to understand how they all start to fit together. And then you can actually quantum leap quicker. But do what's right for you. Yeah. And I'm just so excited for you moving into this and learning about energy. It is huge. It really is huge. So I will talk to you soon. Take care.